Hey everyone, today we're going to be covering the 55 and older luxury lifestyle driven community Telaro by Mattamy Homes in the Tradition area of Port St. Lucie. We are going to be covering the details of the community as well as the surrounding area, perks and incentives of Telaro and more, so let's get started. Telaro is located right at the center of Village Parkway, or the heart as you might say, and what I mean by this is due to the commercial developments that are happening along the south part of Village Parkway. One in particular are the shops at the heart of Tradition, and this is going to include retail, restaurants, an Aldi grocery store, and the largest heart sculpture in the country at 73,000 square feet. This is going to add a lot more convenience to the communities that are more south on Village Parkway, especially Telaro, since this project is going to be happening directly next to the Telaro community. As mentioned earlier, the builder of Telaro is Mattamy Homes, who is no stranger to building in Tradition since they own about 2,800 acres of residential land and another 150 acres of commercial land. Mattamy Homes already has 6 communities in Tradition, including Telaro. While Telaro is the only 55 and older community, the location was picked perfectly by Mattamy Homes because the shops at the Heart of Tradition project is also a Mattamy Homes project. It makes a lot of sense to add that convenience to one of their communities that is directly off of Village Parkway, and it seems like they're going to take the convenience even a step further, but we'll cover that in the amenities. Telaro has sold 250 of the 400 home sites, leaving 150 homes left. They have 12 floor plans to pick from, ranging from a 1,376 square foot villa all the way up to a 2,838 square foot single family home. The base prices range from $366,990 up to $613,990. There are 3 elevations to choose from. You have coastal, contemporary, and transitional. The Telaro website does have some pretty useful features when it comes to comparing floor plans side by side, and also to play around with the architectural options you'll have for each floor plan, just to get an idea. But obviously seeing these floor plans in person and asking if you can make a specific change to the floor plan is going to be more direct. But right now at this stage, we're on YouTube because we are researching. So whenever you are ready to see these floor plans in person or have any questions about Telaro, you can always contact me as your local realtor here in Port St. Lucie. If you are someone that's not really excited about waiting a year for your new construction home, I do have some good news for you. Telaro does always tend to have some move-in ready homes available. Currently, they have 6 move-in ready homes and another 17 that are under construction. I find that this is a common feature for a Mattamy Homes community. They just tend to have more quick move-ins than other communities. It doesn't mean they're going to have the specific floor plan that you might have your eyes set on, but it's still worth looking into when we're talking about trying to save a year. And some of these quick move-in homes end up being pretty good deals. Of the 6 homes that are currently available, 3 of these are Haven floor plans, which has a base price of $460,990, and the 3 quick move-ins are ranging from about $499,000 up to about $520,000, and they all have about $70,000 to $80,000 in price cuts on those homes. And I know what you're thinking, that's still $40,000 more than the base price. However, what most builders tend to tell their buyers while they're looking at the models and while they're going through this process is to mentally prepare to spend about 20% of the base price in upgrades. So when you look at it like that, the base price is about $460,000 and the 20% is an additional $92,000 in upgrades. You'd still be making out with a pretty significant deal getting these quick move-in homes that definitely have upgrades to them for about $50,000 to $60,000 off what you would be spending, and with not having to wait a full year. And you might have more specific plans for your new build, and in that case it may make more sense to just build it from scratch and take the year, but it's still a good option to look into. Speaking of a good option, Mattamy Homes is offering an incentive right now for a rate buy down, and this would make year 1's interest rate be 3.5%, year 2 at 4.5%, and then year 3 to 30 would be at 5.5%, which is a really great deal when compared to today's rates. Moving on to the amenities and fees of Telaro, as I mentioned earlier, this is a very lifestyle driven community, and as it should be, it is a 55 and older community, and those residents, they like to have that resort style living. You are in a more retirement stage of life and you should have these nice things. And as far as amenities go, Telaro does have similarities when compared to the GL Homes Riverland community, which is going to be located directly behind Telaro. What I would say about the two is that Telaro is just at a smaller scale than Riverland. Riverland has so much land back there and their communities just feel so much larger. Telaro is in a specific location right off of Village Parkway where it's just a little bit more condensed. But as far as amenities go, they are fairly similar. The amenities are going to include a 20,000 square foot clubhouse, which are currently under construction right now. And inside of this clubhouse, you are going to have things like a fitness center that's going to have cardio machines and weights, as well as a steam room, which I think is a pretty sweet perk. It's always relaxing to detox and have a nice steam. There's going to be a card room for poker nights, and you're also going to have a demonstration kitchen, which I love because, you know, I've done a few paint and sip type of events, but doing a cook and sip event just makes too much sense. I would love that. So I think that's a really cool feature to have. There is going to be an art studio where I'm sure they're going to have those events as well. There's going to be a community garden where they're going to have individual plots for you to grow flowers, herbs, or veggies. There's going to be a gathering room for dinner parties and events. As far as events go, there is going to be a full-time lifestyle coordinator. So their job is just to keep the calendars full of things for the residents to do. So it's great to have the amenities, but also having someone organize and put together events to actually use them is such a huge perk. Also in the clubhouse, you're going to have a grab and go cafe, which again, I think is awesome to have. So the residents don't have to even leave the community to go get a cup of coffee or go sit down at the lounge and hang out with their friends that they meet there daily. Cause I can guarantee you there's going to be a group of people that this is just a part of their morning routine. They go on a walk, they stop at the grab and go cafe, they hang out for a little bit, talk to each other, and then carry on with their day. Maybe go to the sporting complex, which is the next amenity. And this is going to include 7 pickleball courts, a tennis court, bocce ball court, and a basketball court. And then heading back to the clubhouse, you are going to have 2 resort style pools as well. The last amenity is something I alluded to earlier. And like I said, the Heart in the Park project and Telaro are both Mattamy Homes projects. So it only makes sense that they would try to add an extra level of convenience for the residents to get the most use out of this new commercial project. Well, apparently they are planning to build a separate entrance from the Telaro community to get to this plaza and get to these restaurants. And now looking at the map, I can't really tell where they're going to put it. I do have an idea of one spot that they could possibly put an entrance in so that you can just walk over or hop in your golf cart to go to the grocery store or getting a nice dinner at one of the restaurants that they are building in this plaza, like the Kyle G's Amore Chop House. I can't wait to try that one. He just opened a restaurant called Chicken Place in Tradition as well. So we are starting to get more fine dining local restaurants in the Tradition area, which is just going to be awesome for the area going forward. But this one specifically is going to be great for anyone that lives in the Telaro community. Now that the fun part of talking amenities is over, it is now time to start talking about some of the fees. Some of the initial fees of Telaro are going to include a $984 capital contribution, and for the Tradition enhancement, that is going to be 0.077% of the purchase price that is going to be due at closing. And the CDD for Southern Grove fees, which Telaro is a part of, is around $900 annually. And that's not a number that I got from Telaro. I got that through my research and going through some of the tax records and seeing what other Telaro residents are currently paying for the CDD. And as far as HOA fees go, Telaro has a $293 monthly fee, as well as the Tradition HOA at $196 per month. And this brings your total monthly payment for your HOAs up to $489. And this is going to include things like your lawn care, cable, security monitoring, common areas, amenities, and more. I hope I was able to provide you with some valuable insight on the Telaro community. If you know that you are looking to move to Tradition or the surrounding areas of Port St. Lucie, please contact me so that I can represent you on your home purchase. I will leave my contact information in the description below, and also in the description I'm going to have my custom map of Tradition. This includes all of the communities, the pricing, and the commercial projects going on in Tradition. If you're looking to get a more hands-on grasp of the Tradition layout, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day.